Shalom Aleichem and welcome to Online Smicha. When you learn in Gemara and Baba Kama, Ksubas, you find all the different cases of when two people are disputing and having an argument in court, what would be considered a valid proof, what Al Pi Torah is considered a proof, what would the secular court consider a proof, yet Torah does not, and that's why there's such strong emphasis that a Yidden should bring their disputes in the Yiddish court, in the Bezdin, and not lahavdil in a Goyish courtroom, because the outcome, the judgment of a Bezdin is completely different than how it is in the Goyish court. For example, the Torah says, Al pi shnayim eidim yakum davar, that perhaps the best proof a person could bring is two witnesses. In the secular world, not necessarily there are restrictions to who the witnesses may be. In Torah, not everybody could be accepted as a witness. Good or bad, a relative may not be accepted as a witness because he has personal interest. So there are certain things that are accepted in the secular world that Al Pi Torah is not. The Torah accepts Eidim, witnesses, and two, not one. The Torah accepts shtar, a written document. Al Pi Torah, you accept Haidah Baldin. Haidah Baldin, if the person himself admits fault, admits that he's liable or he's responsible, either in front of Eidim or he documents it and it's signed by Eidim, then we take his word of mouth, his agreement, and we build on it and we judge according to that. But very few other things could serve as a proof in a courtroom in Bezdin. So the question becomes, Haidas Baldin, we know means that the person admitting that he's at fault or he owes the money or whatever the situation may be, if it's done in front of Eidim, in front of witnesses, it's for real what he's saying. If he's just standing in the line in the store and he says to somebody, I owe Chaim $1,000, and Chaim hears that, he goes running to Bezdin, hey, I got his admission. That won't work, because the Haidas Baldin, this admitting, has to be done in a strong manner, in a way of front of Eidim or documented in a shtar. If it's not done in a strong manner, he could always come back and say, I was kidding, it was a joke, I played a game. So even his admission has to be in a way where he knows that his words are treasured, his words are valued. He can't play around. He can't change his mind. As long as he's not saying it in just a regular way, then he could always come back and say, Mishat ani bach, I was playing a game. So there is a very, very relative, today's days discussion that's brought, and it's actually already in the Shulchan Aruch and the Pischei Tshuva, it's brought from the Chassam Sofer, a discussion of recognizing a voice. What happens is in the Shulchan Aruch and Siman Pei Aleph, in Choshe Mishpat, there was a dispute between two people. So the loiva, the malva, the one who's trying to get his money back, knew that he's having difficulty trying to get the money out of this guy. He's trying to get an admission, but he knows that the guy is smart enough, he'll never admit in front of witnesses. So in Shulchan Aruch it speaks about a case where the malva tells two people, hide in the closet, hide in the room right here behind the door, and I will have a discussion with the loiva, and I will ask him, you owe me the money? And if you hear that he admits, there it is, there is his admission, and now I could build on that, bring that to court. It was said in front of Eidim, Eidim listened, etc., etc. So the Shulchan Aruch says that won't work. Why won't it work? As long as the person who is admitting does not even know that, if he does not know that there is Eidim there, he could always say, I was kidding. Unless, right away, the person pulls out the two Eidim and say, did you hear what he has to say? And if what he just said, that he owes the money, and if he says it in front of this loiva, and the loiva stays quiet, then the second rule kicks in, the rule of shtika kaidah, that being quiet is also a form of admitting. If right then and there, when the Eidim come out, the loiva says, I was kidding, even though it was already said while Eidim were listening, it doesn't count. It has to be, the words of the mouth, out of the mouth of the loiva has to be said in front of the Eidim. So the Chassam Sofer talks about in the case where the Eidim don't come out from behind the door. And later on, the Malva brings the two Eidim as a testimony for testimony in court. Says the Chassam Sofer, recognizing the voice, saying, oh, we heard this person saying so, doesn't work. Because it could be somebody else standing there, and somebody else sounds like him. The Eidim have to be able to be sure and verify the person and the voice simultaneously, and be there to be able to use it as a fair testimony. So if it's that way by Eidim behind the door, today's poskim say, if the Malva is sitting with the loiva and having a discussion, and he has a hidden tape recorder recording it, it also won't count, because today with all the tricks you could do, the trickery with the phone or the small tape recorder, you could always play around, and it's not for sure. And Chassam Sofer actually makes reference to the pasuk of Akol Kol Yaakov. By the story of Yaakov, it could always be somebody who sounds like Yaakov. That won't work. The Achrayim go a step further. How about if the loiva, or in any other case where a person owes money, he's brought into a room and he doesn't know that he's being videotaped, or the situation that he's being claimed he's asked to pay was videotaped showing that he did it. Is that considered real testimony? Because according to Torah, witnesses, live witnesses are the true testimony. Circumstantial evidence, al pi halacha, we don't accept. However, if the matter is pretty difficult, and we need one more thing to tip the balance, the Rambam says, even then we shouldn't use strong circumstantial evidence. But some poskim and Shulchan Aruch say very strong circumstantial evidence, like a video camera today's days, might be able to be used. Obviously, it's not on the level of Eidim, but it might be able to be used to tip the balance and settle the case.